Good evening. Welcome to Doom Nature. My name is Sir Killsbury. On tonight's episode, we shall be taking a look at one of nature's most majestic yet humble creatures, the Cacodemon. Let us pause for a moment and take a look at the creature's anatomy. Most prominent is the large green ocular device which the creature uses to spot its prey, also known as its eye. Also of note are several large horns on the top and bottom, as well as a large gaping maw of teeth, twisted at the corners up into a large, toothy grin. Also of note is the pink fleshy area surrounding the eye and upper lip. Let us now move around to the side of the Cacodemon. As we see, it seems to have parallel horns on the front and back of its body, as well as a large fleshy ear-type device on the side, and on the bottom, perhaps a bit of raw skin. Also of mention are on the bottom of the creature several fleshy tube-like devices hanging down beneath it. As we move around the back, we begin to notice a few distinguished features, such as the two brown spots on either side, which, as you can see, when the creature fires its projectile, the spots turn blue. You also get a nice view of its poop chute. Now, let us concern the poop chute for just a moment. This could either be the port through which the Cacodemon expels its waste. Another possibly interesting theory is that this is the vent port where it expels the gas that it uses to keep itself afloat. An interesting note is that the creature's eye seems to turn yellow as it fires. This could perhaps be some sort of targeting response, perhaps even a heightened sense of ocular awareness as it shoots, for it to better target its prey. Let us now move on to a specimen that I have captured in a laboratory, which we shall now use for dissection. We begin with phase 1 of the death animation. As you can see, it seems to have taken some damage, and it squints its eye to protect it such. Unfortunately, that shall not be stopping me from getting to the insides of the creature. As it expires, we begin to see a damage here and here, perhaps the two entry wounds of the projectiles that killed the creature. As we move along through the death animations, these wounds seem to grow exponentially. This one seems to burst forth with blue liquid, and this area here seems to tear. Upon the next animation, this wound has grown quite exponentially, and this one, the face of the creature seems to have ruptured, and some of its insides now appear to be coming out, as well as whatever blue liquid this is seems to be now running forth from the Cacodemon's visage. Upon the next animation, we now see that its eyeball has burst forth from the center. The two wounds are growing quite irreparable at this point. This one is now spilling forth onto the ground. At this point in the animation, the Cacodemon is still afloat. Also of note, its horns begin to skew. Here we have the animation where the cacodemon hits the ground. As it does, a great splatter of the blue liquid seems to spray forth onto the floor, and the pink fleshy area here seems to have ruptured completely, with several of its insides bursting forth, as well as its eyeball coming forth onto the ground, and the two ocular nerves being exposed. Here we have the final animation. As we can see, the eyeball has burst forth onto the ground and completely severed. Here are the two ocular nerves. Two inner appendages seem to have spilled forth at this point. One here, and one here. These could be perhaps some sort of digestive system. Intestines, if you will. But, another theory may be that these are sinews or muscles that the creature uses to open and close its mouth. As a whole, we see that the top half of the cacodemon is wholly intact, perhaps suggesting that this half here, the upper half, contains within some sort of skull plate or bony structure. The lower half, however, seems to have crumbled completely and turned into a jumbled pile of flesh and blue liquid. Let us now move on to study some of the habits and hunting patterns of the cacodemon itself. The cacodemon seems to have two methods by which it hunts. First is by chasing its prey across the open tundra. The second, and most common, seems to be it hunts by ambush. Now, as you can see, it spews forth lightning with which to dispatch its potential meal. It then feasts thusly on said potential meal. Here we see a rather clever trap that the cacodemons have laid out. You see, they seem to have captured this poor fellow and have used him as prey. Now, when I've taken a shot, they have all simultaneously sounded the alarm and are now attacking me thusly, seeming to want me as their prey. Letting forth a loud hiss, they spring forth into action to smite the player and consume my flesh thusly. As can be seen here, the cacodemon does not seem to be particularly friendly with its neighbors in hell, and will attack them at any perceived slight. Presumably, it also eats its prey which it has dispatched. It can be seen regularly devouring and killing the species known as imps, lost souls, former humans, demons, the occasional revenant. But that's unfortunately about it. Most of the other demons that dwell within hell seem to be quite capable of dispatching our noble friend at a moment's whim. We have thus learned quite a bit about this noble and majestic creature. Truly one of nature's miracles. Roaming naturally among the plains, floating about, pooping from their poop chutes, spitting and lightninging and trying to kill every fucking thing they see.